But why have we not mentioned the fact we've got a new face?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's this guy?
What's he doing here?
Welcome back to the 22 Codcast. It has been far too long, boys, since we've sat down and had a chat. We have...
Switch it off, please.
Jack.
I'm looking forward to it. So clean.
Oh,
Just
That's
the fact that it has.
Yeah, that should be it.
There we go.
We've come a long way from Jack having technical difficulties to now being able to master voices. So,
Yeah.
we are back. Hello, boys. How was the last couple of months without Call of Duty in your life? Or maybe you did. Maybe you played Warzone all summer, all off season.
Who wants to go first?
No. What games was you playing?
I'll go for it. It's played great for me. I was done
Yeah,
with that
you've
pod.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
that.
loving it. I went back to my gaming roots. I was playing a bit of everything, a bit of CS, a bit of Overwatch, a bit of League of Legends. I was all over the place. Absolutely beautiful.
Are you a single player game guy?
Yeah, I played a few.
Of
I
course
tried
he
to.
is. We literally told him how bad this campaign is, and he's still playing through it.
Still playing it.
The thing is, it's not as bad as everyone's making it out to be.
No, it is.
It's
isn't
really
it?
not.
Oh, it is
It's-
terrible.
It's just
Nah,
because
Nah, he didn't even join
it's
us
just
all. He just got
because-
himself.
Yeah.
it's
Got
just
himself into the
because
campaign.
it's followed on from last year, so everyone thinks it's too similar. But if it came out on its own after like a Treyarch game, it's not actually that bad.
Can I tell you what campaign is bad that I played this off season? The Vanguard campaign.
Why?
Wow.
Why
now.
would you do
That is
that?
bullshit. So
Why
we
have
were-
you done that?
That actually just
You
describes you.
deserve
Yeah,
that.
he-
You deserve that.
Nah, because we were
A
playing.
2-year-old campaign.
No, we went back to a Battlefield 1, Callum, didn't we, for a couple of, well, for about
Yeah.
a week. We played a couple of times. And I went through this phase. I watched a couple of like World War One and World War Two movies. So for about 2 weeks straight, I went through this phase of just wanting to play all these like World War Two, World War One based games. And I went through like campaigns on Battlefront, and I thought, oh, Vanguard, that's set in that time. I mean, I didn't get past the first mission. It's so shit. I couldn't believe how bad it was. There was just no
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think I've played a campaign
or single player game.
ever. I don't think I've ever completed a campaign.
I think the story just has to, like The Last of Us, two like single player games. I
unbelievable.
could play those every time because
Unbelievable.
the story just runs so good on those.
I struggle
But-
to play single player games. I can't. I play
Yeah.
games to play with other people. I don't play games to play by myself. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
To be fair,
Like,
though,
yes,
I think like Call of Duty bringing the campaign a week early sort of makes people play the campaign.
Yeah.
well,
Like,
that's why they
especially
do
for
it,
us
isn't
like
it?
competitive players. Like as soon as the game drops, you're on multiplayer, you're
And-
leveling up your weapons.
To be fair, did they literally not say that there wasn't going to be a campaign like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and then they probably decided, oh, we should at least have something. So, is it that bad with maybe how long they had to make it?
I would have
Otherwise it-
preferred they
Yes,
just didn't
they've
release
had
one.
a year. They've had a year to make one, so it should have been
Wow.
more. But it's not awful. Like the open, was it the open missions, whatever they're called?
Yeah.
The idea is good. They just haven't necessarily executed it great.
Did the,
You can just run through half of it and skip it, but
Yeah, but it's
The
like the
idea is there.
cutscenes you watch it for, isn't it? Like that's what it's been like a couple of CODs now of this story they've been working on. So
yeah, that's true.
I
And
don't
I'm
know.
not going to ruin it, but like the way the campaign ends should be at the middle of the whole campaign, realistically. Like
Yeah.
the way it ends should be all right. Well, now we have to do so and so to get to so and so. Like it should be the perfect way to carry on, not just leave there and wait a year.
Yeah.
Like
How
I
is
just
it?
got in. I know we're talking about. I know we're talking about the campaign, but why have we not mentioned the fact we've got a new face?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
who's
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy?
what's he doing here? What's
are you
going
doing
on?
here?
This guy.
We've somehow an owner has left us, and we've somehow got a shorter owner on board.
He didn't think it was possible.
I just didn't think it was possible.
It was
See,
the only
see,
reason you wanted him in, so you weren't the shortest. Let's be real.
I had to, man.
Wow.
I had to, man. So yes, we are a new owner up. We lost an owner over the off season. Rest in peace, Shawnee. He's not dead. He's not. Rest in peace. He's not dead. He's moved on. Bless his heart. But we obviously had a gap to fill, and we've gone out and we've done that. So welcome 22 Carl, official.
Yes.
How does it feel, brother? How does it feel to be with
Feels
the
like
big dogs in the penthouse?
a long time coming.
And the big
It
leagues.
does feel like that, doesn't it? It does feel like a long time coming.
Ever since sort of like, even when I was like a player in the teams and stuff, like it was always sort of the ambition or the long-term goal was to eventually become an owner at some point. And we had conversations before, and like a year ago, saying that
in the DMs,
this will be something that happens. It's just sort of a matter of time and when things work out and stuff.
I was the only person, brother, that wanted you on. These all said, why the fuck would we need to bring Carl on?
When Jack seen me have juicy apples here at Amsterdam.
Thinking liar.
Yeah.
Just add
I'm
lie
joking.
for your teeth.
But being honest, like having 5 like worked for us at the time, as we've sort of gone on. So it probably would have felt a bit unbalanced. But then it's just naturally we've lost one. Let's look at who we can have, and I mean, I think we could safely say you were, well, the number 1 candidate. I don't think we were.
It wasn't a debate. It was the first name.
It was only ever going to be a debate on whether we have another person, but you was always going to be someone we wanted. And obviously, we just needed to wait.
I
be a bit patient.
The timing worked out perfectly as well with everything that happened and stuff, and it sort of felt right for all parties in that sense.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, and I'll be surprised if they don't know who this man is, but Carl has been a player for ours for, what was it, right at the last of Vanguard, the last season of Vanguard?
Yeah, last season of Vanguard going into
MW2.
Yeah, MW2.
So it's been, at this point, over a year, well over a year and a half almost, yeah. Because then the last season of Vanguard was like August, July, August time.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
it's
even
been
finish
over.
either, which is...
No, yeah, how Zappy was playing Div 5 in that, I don't know. Yeah, and I was, but there was some, you had like Terry COD and that in that division as well. Like, that wasn't, that wasn't.
Yeah, but Terry COD wasn't hacking then, so he was Div 5.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was a sweaty Div, to be fair, for Div 5.
But that was, you kind of went into Div 3. It was Div. No, was it Div 2? Start of MW2?
Nah, Div 3 we went, and then like
you kind of just followed other teams that you were playing against, didn't you?
So we were scrimming other teams, and we were sort of asking them at the time, like, "Oh, what Div are you going?" And they were like, "Oh, well, we're going 3." We're like, "All right, well, we'll join them." Then so when we made the ticket to XP, I still remember like we had the admins going, "Really, like Div 3? Like, yeah, sure, if you want to like get battered." And like I don't think they really realised like
who was on the team,
what our whole team could do. So then they sharp realised, but. Yeah.
Well, it was Tank you was playing with at Vanguard, wasn't it? It was only
it was Tank. So then we swapped Tank for sort of Zappy. No, Woko. Zappy was always part of it because Woko didn't play in Vanguard and then came back from MW.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I mean, you've obviously played in XP under us for a while, represented us at a LAN event, top 3 baby.
Elephant in the room.
Top 3 baby.
He's got his top 3.
In the Hall of Fame as well.
Man. People really needed to make their apologies as loud as their disrespect, because, like, a 3rd place finish at that event, whether people like to clown on it or not, for like, you generally wouldn't have ever thought you would get top 3, did you? Being honest.
Like the aim was always just to sort of get out the groups and see what happens from them. It was never to sort of be in the losers final situation. And I mean, and then for those that went to the event, like the owners can vouch, like by the time we played that losers final match, it was a joke. Like 11 hours of straight COD with no AC on was a bit of a joke. Like, so yeah, mentally we were chalked, and I think we ended up playing for like a keyboard and mouse mat or something. So
yeah, it talks about, especially like it's draining when you're fighting with the owners of the event to try and find out if it's going to end like shorter. So there's so many like variables outside of actually gaming where everyone's minds are just like trying to figure out what's happening for the entire evening, and then it's hard to like say sit there and focus on actual gameplay for that long. I can only do like 3 hours of it before my mind
13 hours a day. Even like me and Callum were there. Even 13 hours a day of watching Call of Duty. We actually, how many McDonald's did we have that day? 4, 5.
I mean, it helped that the Mackies was right underneath the venue.
The worst thing was we didn't. There wasn't like a there was no designated breaks. There was like we had to try and squeeze things in here and there, and even we were late to watching your guys' game, so you guys didn't have time to like sit outside for 20 minutes, half an hour. You just had to stay there and you be ready for whenever the next game was going to be, and we just didn't.
I was even worse because obviously I was the captain, so I had to do all the like map bans and map picks. So like when I was doing those, that gave like Zappy, Woko, and Ethan all time to have a break. Whereas like I was like meeting with captains and meeting with the organisations to get it on, and then I'm chasing my team up to get back to the station. Like we sort of had to make our own breaks.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't fair. Because our first game was meant to be streamed, and the stream wasn't ready, so that knocked us back an hour. So we were playing catch up the whole event.
Like 10 in the morning.
Yeah. I didn't kick off till like 1:30 or something like that. It was ridiculous.
When I was at home and I was like, how is this not started yet? I was like, this is just a repeat of our like last visit, and it was quite like a bit gutted, and then everyone got rolling, and I was like, okay, this is going better now. So where's your head at then going to this year, competing wise? So you trying to still play up those high divisions, or are you just being a bit more chill?
Probably a bit more chill, to be fair. I don't think I'll take it as seriously as I have sort of over years. I mean, if a LAN event comes along, I think it's always good to play in those things, and obviously you can on now.
Yeah, well, like LAN events, particularly with the Katana events, hopefully that happens this year. You can just get a team like a month before or a couple of weeks before and grind. Yeah. At those points when those LAN events are on, players would have caught onto the game, and they're not as serious as a challengers event. So you can rock up on 3-4 weeks practice and have like a decent run. I'd like to.
We'll have an owners team.
Yeah. I mean, I see no reason why not.
That brings up an issue.
There's 5 of us.
Sean's dropped. There's no issue. We all
Sean isn't involved in this.
The votes already happened. We know what's going on here.
Listen, I've seen Callum shoot on LAN as well. There's no way he's getting dropped. I tell you that.
No.
Well, you two are gonna have to be the subs anyway. Me and Jack were AR, and Sean can coach.
Sean can like stand at the back. There was that guy that used to stand at the back. Was it Complexity? What was his name?
Mr. Oh
yeah, Mr. X.
Yeah, that's why you got dropped.
You stand with the shit on.
That'd be me. Yeah. If we play like a Katana and it's Shawnee on the other side, that's why you got dropped. That's my owner.
You need to get stilts to see him at the other side of the computer.
Yeah.
My God.
Stand up on the. We'll have to wait while he stands up on the chair and leans over.
I could just imagine this guy getting off his seat and like his head doesn't reach above the PCs to the other guys.
That was me at Holland, bro. Like literally.
Yeah.
Needs to walk around the setup.
Go right up to them. I can't lie. If someone on a LAN event comes right up to my face, like you just, I mean, maybe you won't because you're in a public setting, but I just think that's hella disrespectful. I don't know.
One guy who brought a tweet up that Ethan sent like a month before the event, saying like, "Oh, is this Ethan?" Like you showed me, and I was like, "Yeah, it is." To be fair, just like
what does it say?
Ethan was like saying, "Oh, wait till LAN or something. Like wait till we beat you on LAN," and we got beat on the S&D or something. Like it was like it's one of the moments where you're like, "Yeah, fair enough." Like
just
can't see it.
Nah, if receipts get pulled up on you, man, you just gotta hold your hands up. It's fair play. So what are our feelings about this COD? Do we think the competitive aspect of it's going to be a decent play?
I am worried.
I want to be hopeful, but because it's not they've shot themselves in the foot by not creating a new game, so it should already be polished to some extent, and there's so many issues with it already that would be excusable if it was a brand new game, but it's just not.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, if you're just reskinning MW2, then there shouldn't be new bugs in the game. But I guess there's always going to be an element of that for the first. Like the glitches, like the slide, they've changed the movement, so sliding and slide cancelling is back. So the glitch of being able to slide the bomb away from the bomb side,
pick up and defuse it 10 meters that way.
That'll explain.
That bug was in MW2.
Oh, was it?
It was at the start when they got rid of it.
But yeah, that got
come back again.
Every one of us idiots have paid £50 for a DLC.
Essentially, yeah.
But saying that though, hopefully it's a DLC that has everything that MW2 was missing. So
Yeah.
red dots on
If
mini
they
maps.
listen,
Dead silence.
it'll be fine.
But
they have
that's
to
what
listen.
I'm faithful for. I think obviously this initial release has its issues, and it was always going to. I think by the time the comp scene fully starts in whether it is mid-December
December,
or
yeah.
New Year, so we're looking at maybe a month or two away.
Yeah, the first official game is the 8th of December.
Yeah, I think by the time we get to that, or even just after that, I think we'll have a decent comp scene, because they've seemed to have listened to everything we've wanted so far with regards to
Yeah.
the
Maps. It's just the
boots.
maps I'm worried about. It's the maps.
Well, that was what I was going to say. Like movement-wise, like gameplay-wise, because MW2, obviously it had its issues, but overall, like how the game played out was fine. So it's just whether these maps translate to 4v4 competitive settings. I think a lot of them actually. No, I actually am the opposite. I think there's going to be some surprises. There'll be maps on there, like a sub base that you would have never thought of, because it was back in MW2 when it was first released. Sub base was one of the maps that nobody really liked, but on a game like this, I think it's a map that would work quite well.
One of the hardpoint maps, sub base.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
My issue is I think a lot of the maps are, in theory, too small, because they've kept them the same size as the original game, but now we have movement that is almost twice as quick.
Quicker.
That's what we're finding already.
The maps are either too small, like your scrapyards, or too big. Like, who's going to play like a hard point on derail? It's too big, too open.
Yeah, I don't think any map would fit.
And then the maps they are going to supposedly be playing, like searching hard point on, like the Karachis and the rundowns.
I think Karachi will play well.
Like that. Karachi is the only map I actually see running pretty well.
It's just like you got a central point.
Skid Row's tiny though. If you actually,
I swear, I think Afghan was going to be a hard point map.
Nah,
Afghan.
Well,
please, I am on my knees, right? I want to see a wasteland. I want to see a wasteland control.
Wasteland
give me
played.
I know. Give me a wasteland control. No headies, no nothing. Everyone's just out in the open, all out war. Just everyone. You're just going to win on kills and deaths. 2 points either side of the map, and just all out war. That would be hell of fun.
They bring out season 1 and they go, oh, you buy this battle pass and you will receive Albagra Fortress. Just exactly what we want. They're bringing 4 maps out.
They're bringing some of the MW2 maps back. So it's really
the first one's made by Mercado, yeah.
The first one back.
But then surely the pros will just go.
I think that's what will happen. I think it will just end up being people will just pick the MW2 maps because they know how they run, and they'll run better than the small maps that we've got to deal with at the minute.
It depends how the MW3 maps run, but if they don't run competitively well, we might end up playing the old maps again. Just like we did in Cold War, though, when Express came back in and Raid came back in.
But they're legendary maps, like they're maps.
No, they are.
Play forever.
They got away with it because they could.
Of course.
Agra Fortress, really.
But let's not forget, like last year when MW2 came out, we was always under the impression that it was going to be a 2-year cycle. So we are getting that 2-year cycle. It's just that there's new aspects to it.
But we've had to pay for it. That's the issue.
Yeah, I get that's the problem, and that's But
they've not decided to go with the 2-year cycle. They've decided to tell us, oh, it's a new game. It's not. Just not a new game.
Yeah.
Like us competitive players know that, but all the lads and dads that play,
they're gonna
they'll love their old maps. That bring their childhood back.
Yeah.
Like, they'll love it.
Like by the time I had played my 3rd map today, I was done. Like couldn't be bothered with the maps.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. But hopefully, when you get like S&D on 4v4 and you're with your team and you're going over and figuring out spawns, it'll just bring back. Yeah.
The whole comp scene, though, it should run well. I can't wait for the first GBs. Like, I reckon that'll be pretty good.
Well, just quickly, because I've got it up. JP, basically Optic Coach, has basically tweeted what his prediction is for the comp maps.
He said.
So his prediction for Hardpoint is Invasion, Rundown, Karachi, Subbase, and Scrapyard. Scrapyard is just going to be a new Bokage. I don't think it's ever going to. It's never going to finish 250, 250. It can't.
It'll be an auto. Yeah, it'll be an auto GA for a lot of teams.
And I'd be very surprised if there isn't like a 40 bomb every time that map's played.
Yeah. But Bokage at times ran well. Like What other map?
There's always
people dropping 60s and 70s.
There's always maps though. There's always one map where it's slow. It's small. It's hectic. Some players will do well on it. Some players will go, I hate it. It's too quick for me. So certain teams will do well on it. Some teams won't.
A map like Rundown, I just personally don't like it.
The map itself, just the design.
Yeah, it's 3 lanes, but the issue is
I can't even remember what Rundown is.
It's the one with like the river, kind of like the empty river through the middle, and you have to cross bridges to get to the other side of the map.
Yeah, I played that.
Dark.
I was playing a lot of MW2.
Well, it was dark. I think they've brightened it up, this one. They've actually made it less run down now, the map's actually.
But it's got the big hill in the middle.
But it's like, I feel like it could work in comp, but again, you're going to have the issue of someone's just going to sit and watch the cross and a team's just never getting by.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Invasion Karachi, I think, are fine. I think Subbase might be alright as well.
I think the maps are going to make the gameplay a lot different.
Is Favela not going to get played then?
Nah.
It
No,
can't.
not
Can't.
a chance.
S&D, no?
Nah.
No.
Too many. Everything's just inside buildings, and it's quite big as well.
And if you're open on that map, you are open on that map.
Yeah, and it's on a massive hill. It's not gonna work.
Nah.
Favela won't get touched comparatively.
And Underpass, I guess, is too big, isn't it? Corey, too big. High Rise is too small. High Rise S&D might get played, isn't it?
Yeah, so the S&D prediction is Karachi Invasion, High Rise Terminal Scrapyard. I think High Rise Terminal will be fine. I think even Scrapyard Search could actually work, to be fair, because you could rush up half the map and then you just slow it down.
There should be a quick map to get a quick pick, and then
could you go Scrapyard S&D? I know it's small.
That's what they're predicting.
Is it?
Scrapyard Terminal, High Rise, Invasion, Karachi.
I just want to see Wasteland so bad in some capacity.
I think we're going to get. I think Karachi and Invasion might end up being the control maps as well, to be honest, because they're the most.
Karachi is the map that plays well on all of them. Yeah.
Maps, yeah.
Invasion is a 3-lane map, so you've got some consistency to it. Yeah.
But
I do like the range of maps, like. Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, well,
so how? Obviously, this year, we've got some exciting news, or at this point, it would have already been released. Our official challengers team taking that leap into this scene. How do we feel about the team that we've got?
I think it's. I am very positive with the players that we've got and the team that we've got, but more so, I think it defines what we are as an organisation, where it's not like we've just picked up a random team. It's the Zappy and Lewis have been with us from the start of their career as COD gamers. So I think it's
obviously Carl can speak to how Zappy is. How excited are you to see him compete in challenges? If you see, because you probably, I think if I was his teammate, you want to see him.
I mean, I don't think I can probably name someone who deserves it more than Brandon. When you look at his setup, he's playing on a 50-inch TV and on a PlayStation 5, and he's dropping 40, 50 bombs nearly every game. You know what I mean? And our only worry is when we got to that LAN was how would he perform? And he drops 46 on his first game, and it's sort of we then
you look over.
We're looking at him going, yeah, you're the real deal, like. But I same for Powerhouse as well. To be fair, like Powerhouse has been playing for as long as I have, so I've known him through the older days of Call of Duty, sort of the Black Ops 3 days, and he's always been consistently good.
That's what I said. I think he was ideal for Brandon to grow under.
Yeah.
And then obviously Brandon has already been discussed, but Brandon sort of put Lewis on to Powerhouse a bit more and said, look, this is again a sub player that has like incredible talent in the same position as me. So if you're taking a chance on me, we may as well take a chance on Lewis as well. Obviously Luto we've had for only not that much longer than we had Zappy for longer, but Lewis the same thing. He comes into the fold and pretty quickly you realise, okay, this guy's got serious talent. And I think obviously in the last season of XP, Zappy and Luto managed to team up just for a brief period, and it's nice that they're going into this journey together, both in the same boat, with a player that can kind of guide them in the scene. And then with our fourth, Cruel, who is a player that, again, people will look at and go, he's a consistent sub player. He's always been placing very well. He's got obviously the pro points to help the team's seed, and I think the biggest excitement for me, as well as obviously seeing how the Powerhouse and Zappy duo works, but I want to see how those two subs fly around together, because Lewis, I think Lewis can do both aggressive and a bit more of a slow and methodical. I think he's got a good COD brain.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Cruel and Lewis and thinking, how can you two, if them two can spark some chemistry straight away and get some understanding of how they both play on the map, I think when you've got Powerhouse and Zappy behind them as well, it's a recipe for a serious underdog team that people will sleep on.
If Lewis puts the effort in that he did at the start of this year, at the start of like MW2, I think we're in for a good year with Lewis.
Yep.
And surely he's going to be as motivated as ever, to be fair.
I think I mean, the guy's been streaming every day. He's been on it.
He's been on the grind.
Content side of things.
Yeah.
I think he'll be on. I think they'll all be on it, to be honest. I mean, like you said, Lewis and Brandon, it's their opportunity, right? If they sort of don't put any effort in, don't put any work in, and it falls apart, they might not get this chance again.
Yeah.
People like Powerhouse who have been in the scene will then know they're not people who want to work, and that's going to go around the scene, and no one's going to want to team with them. So that's their chance.
They need to put the effort in.
They're good. They're going to do it. They're going to put the work in. I mean, they've both just invested heavily in PCs, so
yeah, they are ready to go. They literally are in the perfect setup. I really don't think there's been many rookies that are in better positions where they've got a solid team that can help them integrate into the scene. They just scored.
Yep. Just conceded about 30 seconds ago.
So you were just there, like, nice, well done, mate. So so they're a team that I think on paper gel really well. They give us that perfect blend of they're certainly going to make series interesting, particularly against.
As well.
Come on. Has Middlesbrough scored? Oh wait,
not
no,
they're
not.
Oh, that's uncalled for, by the way.
Sorry. No European football. Mind you, mate, I'm the same. I don't have European football.
I was about to say, what are you on about?
You've spent £1 billion. You still aren't in Europe.
What's Liverpool doing, Callum?
Yeah, they lost.
Can we get back on topic, please? No more football talk.
They lost.
Sorry.
Toulouse.
Okay.
Back to Call of Duty.
Anyway, that's Call of Duty. No, so I think the team have a perfect blend of they're gonna be the underdog, so the pressure isn't really going to be on them, but they are going to make series interesting. I mean, you're going to see Zappy and Lewis, and then obviously Powerhouse and Cruel, but you're going to see Zappy drop a 40 bomb on a top 16 team and just slap his dick on his setup.
People are going to walk up to them and be like, "Who on earth are you?" And then all of a sudden, they've just walked all over us.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Predictions? How many PC checks is Zappy going to have?
He's already been shadow banned once, hasn't he?
It's been shut.
Yeah, that's just
people were asking for PC checks on him when he was on PlayStation. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So obviously, we hope that these boys will go on to appear at a Challengers event. I think we've discussed it before, and with the team, because of their pro points, they need to obviously get some good placings in these 2Ks. So we're just going to take it week by week, see how they get on, and go from there.
But where do they sit seed wise?
I think with Cruel now on the team, I want to say, no, I do have it.
18th or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's something like in the high. They're below 20, or they might. Depending. Well, teams. The thing is, at the moment, teams are still being announced, and more teams are coming in. So they'll perhaps start falling a little bit, but they're currently about high teens with Cruel, and I don't think the only way that drops down is if God rosters get formed that still haven't been formed, but most of the top 10 teams have all now been pretty much locked in, apart from a couple of changes here and there. So it's that 10th seed to 20th seed that will fluctuate depending on new signings, new obviously rosters that are going to get announced still that aren't yet on the sheet.
They're currently 59th, but that's not EU, that's World.
Yeah, so EU seed based off their pro points.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are sitting around 18th. So either way, I mean, the way we've sort of looked at it, we've already mapped out the sort of the first 2K. We're going to have realistically, we're going to have the first 2K. You're always going to get loads and loads of teams. The first map for like top 128 is going to be a given. The map for top 64 should be fairly a given, and then the top 32 game is going to come up against again another like mid-teens team, so like a 15th, 16th, 17th seed, somewhere around their own seed. So that'll be their first match against the team on par with pro points. So
they're EU, they're 31st, but I mean, I'm looking at some of these teams, and I'm not saying they would walk over them, but they're definitely like just as good as, if not better. It's just like Lewis and Brandon having 0 pro points.
Yeah.
Obviously pulls them all the way down. I mean, if they both have like even just 500 each, they'd probably go up an extra like 10 rankings. So
yeah. So either way,
first 2K is going to be interesting. To be fair,
first one will be, and there's always teams like I'll play in the first 2K. Like everyone just for fun plays in the first 2K. So I think usually the first couple of rounds are pretty given, and I think it's going to come down to that top 32 game. If they can get that top 32 win under their belt, I've said it before, what that'll do for their confidence, and in turn what that'll do for their future seeding again will be massive. And anything above top 32 in the first 2K is a great win. If it's just a top 32, again, it gets the chip off the shoulder of both Lewis and Brandon. I think it gets that first one out of the way. They can kind of have some real good VOD to go off over that weekend, first weekend of proper competing for the boys to look back on, and then go again next one. And
it's the bar where they expect us to be.
I think
placing the first one, they just want to beat it in the next time.
Yeah, I think obviously the boys will say themselves, minimum is 32. That's where they're targeting. Well, they're probably even targeting 16. And knowing them, they're probably even trying to target more. But anything below top 32, I think they'll look at and be disappointed. So they get that first one under their belt. The top 16 match will be against a high seed team. So, but then I've said it again as well before, that if that top 16 match is against like a 4th, 5th, 6th seed, and as we know in some of these EU teams this season, there are a lot of ex-professionals, ex-CDL pros on these rosters. So if you compete well against these top 16 teams, if you see Zappy, drop numbers against a Hixie, Harry, Gizmo, or something like that, the absurd amount of confidence that you're going to get from that is just going to elevate them for the next one, and it's just going to grow from there. It's just going to be like an infectious itch for them, I think. So it really then at that point is how much effort do you put in. Some 2Ks you're going to get bad matchups, but I think, like I say, these boys are going to make any series they play interesting. Even if they get beat 3-0, mate, it's not going to be the easiest 3-0 you'll ever see. These boys will they'll take S&Ds down to the wire. They'll take hard points down to the wire. You just know that you can count on them to be competitive. So
I'm gonna call it now. I think the first 2K they'll go far, and Zappy will get asked for a PC check by an ex-pro.
That's the goal. PC check, top 16. We get top 16 PC check before top 8 match. Not having it.
Okay, that's not.
Yeah.
Well, that's premium gas, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it has to be, isn't it? Yeah, you got to take it that way, ain't you? But yeah, we're excited, man. We're looking forward to the team to get out there. I think I'm going to be doing a lot of VOD reviewing for them, or just VOD recording. So if any of you boys want to get involved in recording some VOD as well, you get to see what they're like before they get into the 2K. So we'll see how they get on. It'll be exciting to see them all in action. I can't lie.
Anything else? We got a few more announcements in the coming days. I don't know if we want to say any of them now because I don't know when this is going out. But
that one will be up as well, I would say.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
Well, go on, Jack. You can say it, so then we can blame you if it's not.
Well, Sean, you're better at talking than me, but here we go. So, as we all know, looking at content this year is a big deal for us, and I would say in my opinion, one of the funniest up and comers out there.
Yeah, that's just because he's Scottish, mate.
He's also a fellow Scotsman.
That's just biased, mate.
They are just funny.
Yeah, we are funny. Yeah. Get my gaff.
No, you're not. They are. You're not.
And you do some pretty funny, stupid things.
So our next content creator is Mr. Beans.
Why you dragged that out? The Beans, the Bean Man, Dean the Bean.
But we have, but Jack has definitely tried to push Beans for a while.
Johnny
towards the end of last season, towards the end of MW2, you wanted to bring him in.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm just saying the last one I brought in was Brooks, so
yeah. And not a bad one to get in.
Just a thing.
But that's another thing. I mean, Brooks is still around, still going to get involved.
He's going to be getting involved in content, so we should actually have a decent content team as well as ourselves as well.
What's happening here? What's happening here? I'm busy.
Along with us boys doing content, we've obviously got them to help us out now as well, so we should be able to.
Yeah, I think.
And maybe more, baby.
Maybe more, yeah.
I think last COD it was difficult for us to produce the content or as much content as we wanted because it was just us that was trying to push it and produce it at the same time. Whereas now we've got the likes of Brooks, we've got Beans, and hopefully a few more coming. That will, I guess, lead the way for us and take charge.
Well us in the right direction.
Yeah. So, challengers team, content team, and new owner team. That is our plan. That's our
24 season.
Yeah, completely reinstate really.
That's the overview. So, look forward to it, boys. But that's probably all we need to talk about, really.
Yeah.
Just a quick update.
What else we need?
Well, I was just going to say, are we looking at when the COD season officially starts? Are we looking at bringing back the weekly Codcast and potentially Team of the Weeks, or is that gone now?
Well, I guess.
I was going to say, I think we've sort of, I guess we haven't fully confirmed it, but we all sort of agreed we might do some episodes of the Codcast live, but we're not gonna force every episode live like we did for the last set of episodes. We'd rather get the content out more frequently. Whether it be weekly
and
or
just
bi-weekly, but just get them recorded. So
when there's enough things to talk about, basically.
And with team-wise, I mean, obviously we have and always will still continue to have teams in the likes of XP competing under us, which won't go away. But we're not going to have the 6-7 teams we had middle of last year. It's going to be on a smaller scale. So those teams still to be announced. Even when this goes out, still to be announced. So we're excited to get a couple new teams in under those, smaller divisions under XP and any other sort of tournaments they want to play in. Obviously, Carl's going to be involved in XP this year as well, baby. So we're just going to continue to pump the content out, pump Zappy, Lewis, Powerhouse and Crawl Out, help them, support them for their 2Ks. And yeah, just in general, have some new teams and new faces around in this first couple of seasons and grow from there.
This is going to be a big step for 22.
Yep.
This next COD. A big.
This is
I'm looking
forward
to it.
Watch this.
To be honest,
Do we? Well, we don't have to. We can cut this out or anything. But do we want to mention anything about
these
merchandise or anything like that?
I was.
Well, I've already kind of said it on a podcast that I'm not gonna.
But 7 months ago when they said they were coming in a week.
Yeah,
and it's
we're not gonna put any
here.
deadlines on it.
We're not gonna put, we basically had everything ready. We were about 5 or 6 days off. There was a countdown on our website with like 6 days left on it. We were good to go, and then we ran into some issues. There were
I had to sort that out.
Payment issues. There were personal issues. There was loads of different issues that came about. Kind of almost reset everything.
Yeah. It kind of did, it felt like that though, didn't it? It felt just like let's just take it back to the beginning, and now that we've kind of gone through, we've kind of gone through the process of doing it, but let's now try and do it a little bit smoother. I don't know if you boys agree. I'm going to say it on my neck beat, but I like to think before the end of the year's out.
Hopefully. I mean, we're definitely working towards it.
Yeah.
We're definitely making. There is visible progress. It is slow at the moment, but we're definitely, like I said, from the reset of going back to the beginning, we are moving forward. We are getting there.
And it's not just the one man that's doing it now. There's team handed.
There's more people involved.
I was just about to say there's also behind the scenes that you guys wouldn't have seen.
Yep.
There's been a whole reshuffle of everything, so now it should move a lot smoother than what it did.
And it should make life easier for you guys when it comes to it, and also for us. So
I say not going to put any deadline on it, but
it is coming.
It's
and it is coming.
Before you all start the shit, it actually is coming this time. It will be a thing.
There's been business phone calls made. There's been phenomenal research and everything is happening. Sean, to be fair to him, has been on it.
I've been told off at work for chatting out in the back office on my phone. They're like, how long are you going to be? I'm like, I'm on the phone. I'm making decisions out here. I'm doing business. I'll return to my actual job in a minute. Because a lot of this thing, like, you kind of have to... A lot of these companies, obviously, they work, your 9 to 5. So there's only a limited amount of stuff you can do in the evenings, really. So you just kind of got to be on it throughout the days. But yeah, as I say, I think it feels like we're as close as we've ever been. So that's not even me trying to just bullshit. I think that is just the truth of it.
And it's also not. It's also not just as close as we've ever been, but we're now. There's going to be more than just, what we had. The couple of things that we had. There's going to be more than just that.
It's in a better state than it's been.
Yeah.
Listen.
But was you teasing something there? Was you about to say there's more than just more than just the?
Where my is.
But yeah, anyway, that's all to come for. That's all
Jack,
look forward to that.
Real quick, before we outro, real quick, throw up the mouse.
Yeah, actually,
he's that. Oh, what? Is it not on your desk?
Do you not use it?
Do you mean you don't use it?
I don't use it.
You mean you bought?
Yeah.
That is outrageous.
Oh, this is terrible.
I actually don't know what I've done with it.
You mean
because Carl wouldn't have seen this.
I was going to say, what is this? On your
Yeah.
feet, either.
Yeah, I don't know what any of it is.
Just to show to the cam.
For you. Oh,
I literally live in these things, and
Yeah,
you don't
same.
even like.
I didn't wear
use-
2 hoodies, and it's these the 222
I
ones.
had to actually iron this hoodie before I put it on because it was
Why?
stuffed in a
You're
bag.
No, you got to hang it up, mate. Hang it up.
From you.
I've literally got hoodies everywhere. I've got one behind me. I've got another 2 around the corner. I'm wearing one.
I'll bleeds green, so I don't know if he's going to be seen in any other one but green. But
Mess in my room.
No. I'm a owner now. I've got to represent all of them,
Yeah, that's true.
Not just green no more. Not just
Okay, being honest, Carl. Is purple your favourite?
Nah, it's always green. Got to stick.
Oh, is it? Love that.
Roots.
Zappy had a green one up on his stream today.
Yeah,
How's that?
I'm watching him now. To be fair,
Water.
Yeah, I'll rate it. Right, let's give Jack just 1 minute. If he can't find it, we're out. If he can find it, but we can cut this. We can speed this bit up.
Yeah.
Nah, we might not.
We might not. We just press upload. It is what it is.
Depends if our editor wants to. Is there any other topics that we could talk about, or? I don't think so. I think we touched on most of it, really.
Let's Q&A Carl, shall we? While he's here.
Okay, go on.
Right. But what made you want to be an owner of this great org, Carl?
I think the next natural step was to become an owner after being a player.
Yeah. The real answer is he's getting washed at COD and realizes.
Yeah, and they just take a step back.
Yeah. Okay. We're back.
Alright.
That was the quickest Q&A of a lifetime.
Yeah, thanks.
One question, go.
This is what we're going to leave you lot with, I guess.
If you're listening on Spotify, that's it. Drop it.
That's it. There we go.
Just like that.
Just that's it. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye bye.